All right, guys, welcome back to the subscriber game. I'm not really sure what happened. I made a video last night and then went to my hard drive to find it, to post it, and then I was going to make a new video for later, try to stay a little ahead of the game, and allow for a little bit of lag in game time. But this is real time. I'm going to release this immediately, so if you're watching this as soon as it shows up on your feed, this is close to current. You can see a lot of changes have happened here. So Alice Springs, this last video, was its own entity. It is now gone. Alice Springs is now, for the most part, gone. This is showing up as beige to me because Alice Spring offered me peace, and I went ahead and made peace with him just to get rid of that -5, penalty. And then, of course, I saw that my coalition mate, who is at war with them, is about to take their last province. So I don't need to stay at war with them. There's no reason for that. So let me just catch you up on what happened here. So what happened was Alice Springs sent a huge army against Albany over here. And when I say huge, maybe you guys who were there, especially Albany, sorry, can help me with the exact numbers. But I believe it was something like 52 infantry and 4 armored cars. Maybe I'm over expressing that. Maybe it was only like 42 infantry, but there were definitely 4 armored cars. And they're not great offensively, but I believe they do have more hit points. I need to look into hit points more because that's an important aspect of the game that sort of I've let kind of fall through the cracks. So I'm going to study up on that. That's kind of the next thing I'm going to study up on, and I'll bring the details back to you guys. But anyway, whatever the case, he was struggling here. Now, I think he only had like 9 there. Maybe he had like 14 originally, but by the time I saw what was going on, he was getting attacked by Alice Springs. He had like another 9 streaming in. I was able to stream in about 20, and with his fort, he had a fort here. It's been worn to nothing. It was a close call. He and I together were able to fight off Alice Springs. Now, this is what I love. Darwin's playing smart. Darwin comes in the back door, sees what's happening because he's got shared vision with coalition mates, sees that Alice Springs has put all of his eggs in this basket. And again, I feel a little bit sorry for. Oh, sorry, here's Alice Springs. Feel a little bit sorry for Alice Springs because they don't know that they're surrounded by a tight coalition that's working together. But that's part of being a tight coalition. That's part of the huge advantage of being a tight coalition that communicates with each other. So Darwin just streams in the back door. And, normally it's an iffy thing to send all of your troops to attack someone. But if you're successful, you can take their whole territory and then start to repopulate your own country. But poor Alice Springs just didn't know that there's a country up here with a lot of power. He hasn't been overextending himself. He hasn't been expanding, like overexpanding. Some people overexpand and then they've only got like 1 or 2 guys in each territory. He had significant might at his border here, which he then streamed down into Alice Springs. So Alice Springs is effectively gone. It's just not a country anymore. And I do feel bad. But that's the way it goes when you're playing against a coalition of 7. So, we've got a tight group here. We are now unifying our borders. This is beautiful. Once your coalition has its borders unified, then you don't have to watch your borders at all. Now we're just going to push east and just invade. Now, when we come up against General Smokey Stan, we're going to have to figure out what to do because, first of all, he's got good expansion. He's been doing well with his expansion. He does have 16 countries, not bad at all, and he has a good relationship with Darwin. So, there are situations where an entire coalition will make an ally and just agree to give, like everyone in the coalition gives him vision, and we just act like he's a full alliance member. We currently are doing that. We did that for a while with Esperance until a position came up, and then we let him in for full. That reminds me, I did want to mention on the YouTube channel, Davender. I don't know if it's Davender, was Delhi, and he reached out to me and he said, yeah. So what happened was maybe something similar to Alice Springs, except for Alice Springs was the one that attacked down here and then got spanked. But apparently there was treachery up here. So some of these surrounding people made overtures of friendship to him, and then coordinated an attack. And I'll tell you this: I really hate lying in this game. I really hate it. And you're like, oh well, lying's part of war. I know it is, but this is more than war. Like 1914 is a community. And I'll tell you this: I have a list of people who flat out lie to me and then backstab. I've got a list of their usernames, and if I get into another game with them, I go after them. Like what I do is I chalk the game up as a loss, and I don't care if I lose. I'm going to take them down, and it's just because it's like, look, you can win this game with strategy and politics. I'm not saying politics are wrong. Get your allies, find your allies, but don't backstab them. Somebody else asked me, like, when are you going to drop so-and-so? And like one of the allies in this game. And I said, I don't drop anyone. They either get defeated away, and I'll do my best to stop that if I can, or they drop out. They go AFK. That's how people leave my coalition. And really sadly, Delhi here, Davender, did get it was sort of some dishonest play up here. So really unfortunate that he didn't have us around, because if someone had pulled that crap with the whole group around, it wouldn't have gone. It wouldn't have flew. Like they would have felt the full wrath of our coalition. One thing that's going on here right now is you can see Alice Springs has been completely taken. Darwin has been really cool and has said that he would be happy to give Albany a couple of these territories, and you can't give away territories until a certain day in the game. I don't know if I think day 7, but he's been really kind about that, saying, look, I know that Alice Springs lost a ton of stuff. Like he's really down to just bare skeleton here of stuff. I lost a few. I can't tell exactly how many, but I want to say 8 to 10. But I'm okay with that. I really don't care. I'm happy with my expansion right now. I'm pretty happy because I do have 3 double resource tiles. Weirdly, I have 2 double iron, which I hate it when I have 2 of the same double resource tile. But what's going on here is I noticed that Esperance was making a bid for this double iron here, and this really should go to Albany. So if you've seen my casting in the past, the general rule is you get what you get. So if you're with allies and everybody's trying to grab territory, you get what you get. But there are also special situations, sort of mitigating situations, and this is one. This guy lost most of his army. He lost probably 30 guys. I mean, that was a big stack that came against him. And he really sort of single-handedly, now I helped, but together the two of us took out all of his army. We did it in the best possible way. The best way to take out an army is to have them attack into a level 2 or level 3 fort and then just defend it. And then they just throw all their guys into a meat grinder and they all die. And that's what happened. But you still lose troops in the process of that happening. And so really, this victory goes to Albany. So my understanding is that Esperance is not online right now. I reached out to him and I was like, hey, let's let Albany have this one, but he didn't respond. So I assume he's just offline. But what I was able to do is reach out to Albany and say, hey, you better double time it. So you can see he's going to get there in 45 minutes, whereas Esperance is going to get there in a minute 5. Esperance was going to beat him. But with him on double time, he'll get there first, and life will be as it should be. This one did spawn there. That kind of sucks that the one spawned there. I hope that doesn't throw things off. I hope this 7 is able to kill the one as soon as they arrive, because I don't know what the metric is for when 2 allies attack the same territory. I think it should go to the person who arrives first, but I don't know. So hopefully that doesn't become an issue. If it does, what we're going to do is just gently ask if Esperance somehow gets it. We're going to ask him to please, if he wouldn't mind, give that over to Albany, who suffered such losses. And it can be pointed out, Esperance already has 2 double iron tiles, so really doesn't need that third double iron tile. And as I mentioned to Albany, he's probably just, a lot of times you're just playing your game. You're not really paying attention to what's going on around you. And so he's probably just moving in and attacking Eastward, which is what we're supposed to be doing. So no ill will towards Esperance at all. But, I'm hoping he comes online and retreats. But either way, I think Albany has this, and it's going to become a non-issue. But again, one of the things that as a coalition leader I need to do is make sure that we all get along and we all understand that nobody has ill will here. We're all brothers, and if there is some kind of misunderstanding, we can always work it out, and figure out the fairest option together. And in this case, it's pretty obvious that the guy who lost 30 or 40 troops needs to at least get one territory out of this, right? So he lost a territory, I believe, or maybe Esperance might have had this all along, but I'm pretty sure that Alice Springs attacked into here, took this from Albany, and then attacked into here. This is where the battle happened, and I know that because I was there. This 12 is leaving the scene, and these 2 were also streaming in. They're leaving the scene as well. So I think Esperance already got 1 territory out of this. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. The morale is so low here, it makes me think he just captured it. But anyway, so in other words, Albany already lost 1 territory that Esperance picked back up, which is okay. That's what happens in war, especially, if somebody attacks you and starts taking your territory, your allies need to come in and attack that guy back. But again, justice will be done when Albany takes this territory, and I think Esperance will be totally okay with that. He's just marching eastward as he should be. I want to keep you posted on this whole thing because I think this is a good example of people working as brothers. I really love it that Darwin offered to gift Albany one of these or 2, several of these tiles actually, but I think you can only gift 1 per day. But anyway, that's just good sportsmanship. What's going on with me, just to let you know, is I think the day just turned. Pretty sure the day just turned because it was like, or it's about to turn. Yeah, 23 minutes, 23 hours. No, it just turned. Okay, so it just turned, which kind of sucks because I'm at war with 2 people. I'm not taking this because I want to leave a corridor for Geraldton to attack eastward, and then I want to go ahead and focus my energy on coming across here. Now, you ask, well, why not take this? He can still move through your territory, but we've talked about this. He can move through my territory, yes, but at 2/3 speed. And if we want to just move our troops to the east, it's best if we can have contiguous territories, right? So we can have territories that are in alliance. So at one point, I might just ask Darwin, hey, could you give me Sandover? And this will be much later in the game after we conquer over into this area. But if he could, then I could keep my corridor going. And by the way, very soon, I plan on having my entire corridor railwayed. So I will have anything that spawns along here, along my 3, I'm going to have 3 factories because I have 3 double tiles. Anything that spawns along there will immediately get on that railway and go 2.5 times faster than it normally would. Troops that go 36 will suddenly go 90, and everyone will be happy. So anyway, that's kind of my point here, is letting him. But the sad thing is, because I didn't take it, I'm still at war with this guy. So it was -5 on my morale as the day shifted. So we've got to get this captured either by me or by him. I did send him a message and say, hey, dude, there's only 2 there, sorry. There's only 2 there and there's no fort. You can split it off and send 5 in, and 5 can capture that easy. And then you've got access east, but you've still got a secure border against Derby up here. Derby, of course, right now is AI, so he's not really a threat. AI typically don't pose you a threat early in the game. They don't just attack you out of nowhere. Mid to late game, maybe they will. That, I think, has to do with your popularity, which does decrease as the game goes on, your world popularity, because you have to continue attacking people. And just every time you attack someone, the whole world is like, oh, and so, I've already attacked like 3 or 4 countries. I'm not sure. Here's 2 that I've attacked right here. Here's 1 that I took over, yeah. So at least 3 countries No, definitely at least 4 countries. But anyway, that's just part of the game. So I'm just going to tell you my strategy for now is I'm bringing this 12 over. I'm bringing these 1 up to the frontier here. So I believe I'll have 3 here. This guy's just out there going, hey, what's going on? I got this into my inner circle, and I could see that both of these only have 10, so he's not building up or anything weird. So I don't feel a huge threat from that direction. I do have a level 1 fort there and a level 1 fort here. So I will have as many as 4. If I retreat him, I'll have 4 up here. I'll have 3 down here. But I'm moving this 12 over because I'm tired of being at war with this guy. I haven't wanted to attack him because he's got a fort, but it's only a level 1 fort. And so once I get this 12 back and I got 16, I'm going to take my 16 against his 6. And maybe we'll do something fun like sending them in 1 at a time and see if that makes a difference. I don't think it does, but there's a question mark about that. There really is. So what I've seen in the past is you send them in 1 by 1, and then they just join the army as soon as they get there, and then they just have to wait until the army attacks again. Now, I might be wrong about that. Maybe they attack as soon as they get there, and then they join the army. But it's very confusing. I wish someone from Bitro was right here, and they could say, yeah, that's true. Aren't they? I don't know where they're from. Damn it. Okay. So anyway, they're somewhere from Scandinavia. That's all I know. But I should know better, but I don't. All right. So anyway, that's it for this game. Again, I wanted to share what happened to Delhi, that there was treachery involved. I wanted to kind of show you what's going on here as we have some tension between who's going to take this territory. Finally, that my plan for now is to take this guy. And I think for this whole day, I want to just do economic development and recovery of morale. I want my morale to recover. It's not time to move my capital yet, but eventually I will move my capital up to somewhere up here. Again, remember, one of the things that affects morale is distance from capital. So, wait until you think you're far enough away to where your extreme territories are really suffering from morale, from distance morale loss, and move your capital forward. I tend to move my capital more forward than back, just keeping in mind that most of your stuff back here is more developed. So some of the things I've learned is that a railway increases your morale by 7%. A harbor increases your morale by 7%. Every fortress increases your morale by 5%. Every level of a fortress, so a level 5 fortress is insane. It improves your morale by 25%. The people of that province feel more secure, more protected. So anyway, I think this next day is, for me, going to be a let infantry spawn and improve morale day. And in the interim, I'm going to take this territory. I can see that my home slice over here is going to retake this. This is what he'd already taken, but then this guy, cheeky Mr. Roburn, I'll bet that's Robin. It might be Robin. My Australian friends can help me. Robin. I know it's Bun, because Melbourne. Oh, Melbourne has an O. I'll bet it's still Bun. Robin. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to take this. My friend's going to take this, and I'll finally not be at war anymore with this guy, which will be wonderful. And then if this guy takes my heat and attacks over to here, I won't be at war there. So in other words, I'll start the next day with 10 additional morale points per territory. Remember, this is system-wide. When you're at war with a country, it's all of your territories suffer that -5. So that's what I'm hoping for the future. All right, guys, good stuff. I will tell you, next time I talk to you, I'm going to figure out about hit points and kind of have a better handle on that. Of course, hit points are tied in with morale, but at least I can get you up to date with the baseline of those hit points, and we can have a better understanding of that. All right, guys, adios. I'll see you next time.